Uh, First, I tell you this part, then we will move on to first part. Okay. We start from simple parts. Okay. How to evaluate integral, double integral? Can you tell me the approach? No. This is the limit of y, not x. Right? So always do inside out. So inside limit is of y. So first we integrate with respect to y. It is in terms of x, but not the value of x. It is the value of y. Yes. So first we integrate with respect to y. X cube. Integration of x cube y. X y3 y3. And limit is right? Yes. Understood? Now you have single integral. X5. This is 6 plus 1, 7. X raised to 7. Now you know better how to solve single integration. Understood? 5 raised to 6. 5 raised to 8. Okay. You can leave here or you can also simplify. No issue. Understood? Now the problem is how to sketch the region. This is the limit of y, right? What is the limit of y? Y goes from 0 to x square and x goes from 0 to 5, right? X square means parabola. Right. Inside limit is of y, right? So make a strip parallel to y and y goes from 0 to parabola, right? Not from parabola to infinity. Understood? 0 to parabola means this is parabola. And why I am taking this part? Why not this part? Because x goes from 0 to 5. 0 means this and 5 somewhere here, right? Yes, x is 0, x is 5. So this is what? 5 comma 0. X is 5, y will be 25. And this is parabola. When I draw separately, I will get like this. Y strip is parallel to y axis. Tell me. Yes. Always take that step whose limit is given inside the integral. Understood? And vice versa. For example, first question. This is the limit of which variable? Y. So change of integral means initially it is given in terms the value of y. Now you have to change in terms of x, right? And this is the limit of x and make it in y. How you will make? Without diagram, you cannot make. First, you have to draw the diagram and check the region of integration. So here you can see what y goes from x to infinity. Y is equal to x means a line, right? And y goes from x to infinity. X means this is x and infinity means upside. Understood? Yes. So I am taking a strip. This is infinity, huh? Okay. The region is unbounded. Unbounded means it is going upside. Okay. And where x goes from? X goes from 0 to infinity. 0 to infinity means this part. This is open curve, right? Okay. Y goes from x is equal to y infinity, and x goes from 0 to infinity. 0 to infinity, x will never end also. Understood? Understood? Now see, the region of integration is this, right? Draw a new diagram. Only uh, strip, uh, strip is parallel to y-axis, right? Now it becomes into x-axis, where x goes from 0 to y, right? Yes. Now after changing, x becomes 0 to y. Understood? And y goes from 0 to, very good. So here you write 0 to y. Always move from left to right and bottom to up. Understood? Yes. So y goes from 0 to infinity. This is the change of order. Okay. Now first of all, you have to integrate with respect to which variable? X. Since there is no x, so you can write what? X y minus 0. Y cancel. E raised to minus y upon minus 1. E raised to minus infinity, e raised to 0. E raised to minus infinity is 0. E raised to 1. Final answer is 1. Understood? If you do not change the variables, means inner limit, outer limit, you cannot solve this. Okay? Yes. See second question. हेलो, तेरा सीट नंबर क्या है, एनरोलमेंट नंबर क्या है? 2104 2304 24 हाँ नहीं तो मतलब रिजल्ट किसमें दिखा रहा है? First draw the original curve of this, right? Region वेबसाइट दिया, मुझे शेयर करो. So y goes from parabola to a line. What type of parabola is this? This parabola. ये तो कभी रोल दिखा रहा है, right? Fifth से ना. And how to draw this line? This is line. Fifth से नहीं तो और भी एक ही सब्जेक्ट काफी था ना तेरा, right? And x goes from 0 to 1. अरे नहीं, तेरा 6n का भी दिया है ना तुझे. Now what is the region of integration? First with find point of intersection. When you put x is equal to y is equal to 0, x is equal to b. This is 2. And this is एक मार्क बढ़ता तो और क्लियर हो जाता था. Understood? What is point of intersection? Point of intersection means where both meets both cut at any point. So y is equal to 118. Put y is equal to here. इतना जल्दी नहीं वो 20 तारीख के बाद अभी अभी एक महीना तो भी 20 21 भी x minus 1 x plus 1. Here, third week, fourth week of June. X is equal to 1, x is equal to minus 2. So, curve R intersect at 2 point. When you draw, extend this, here you will get minus 2 and 4 and 1 point is here, 1 comma. ये तो पिक्सल तो क्लियर होना चाहिए, पिक्सल में एक ही था ना. Now see. तो 18 मार्क्स मिल सकता है मुझे. X goes from 0 to 1. फिर भी मतलब 0 to 1. This is 1. Right? And Y goes from parabola to line. This is parabola and this is line. You can ask me, sir, why you are not taking this part? Because this goes from 0 to parabola. You are going from parabola. Because when you zoom this, suppose by mistake you took this. This is wrong. Why? Because y goes from 0 to parabola. It is not in the question. This is true only when 0 to x square is given. Right? Here 0 to x square. Understood? But in the question, limit goes from lower limit is parabola. Means they are touching from here and up to line. Right? This is the line. Understood? Yes. This is the figure only. Now, what will you get after changing the limit? Limit change from originally it was in it was parallel to y-axis. Right? Draw figure here. This is 1 1. So this is your region of integration. This is R. R means region of integration. But when you take x-axis, the curve is divided into two parts. Okay. This is R1 region and this is R2 region. In R1 region, you can see x goes from, this is parallel to x-axis. So x goes from 0 to, this is parabola, right? So x goes from 0 to y. Very good. And y goes from 0 to, this is 0 to 1. Yes. This is first part. And second part will be x goes from 0 to line. What is line? Tell me in the terms of y. 2 minus y. Because this is limit of x. And y goes from 1 to, this is what? Put, yes. 0 to 2. That's it. Now you can solve this, right? Solve this and verify the answer. Is the answer given? Yes, answer is given 3 by 8. Check whether 3 by 8 is coming or not. Okay. Inside limit is y. Two minus x square. Okay. So one thing is clear that in strip is parallel to y-axis right now, right? and we have to make this in parallel to x-axis. So first we draw the original diagram. This is what y square plus x square is equal to 2. 2 means what? Root 2 square. So this is a circle and this is a line, right? Yes. So this is circle and this is line. Circle radius is what? Root 2 0, right? Yes. And put y is equal to x here. When you put y is equal to x, 2. X is equal to plus minus 1, right? So 1 comma, when you put 1, y is also 1. When you put minus 1, this is minus 1. Okay. Now see, tell me which region you will select. It is parallel to y-axis and it touching from line to circle. This is line to circle, right? Not from 0 to line. This is not actual region. And x goes from 0 to 1. This is correct. You cannot go beyond this, right? So this is the original strip. Now all parts are used. See, again we have to draw this. So all part are useless, right? And I am taking only the useful part, right? This is y is equal to x and this is okay. Now you have to make with this parallel to. So it is divided into two parts. So this is first region. X goes from 0 to y and y goes from 0 to 1, right? And second part is 0 to this is x is equal to 0 to this curve is circle. So 0 to circle is what? 2 minus y square. And y goes from 0 to 1 to root 2. Why root 2? Because this is circle and radius of circle is root 2. Yes. Dx dy. And when you solve this, you will get 1 minus root 2. Understood? Understood? Yes. Solving part you can do. It's very easy. First we do with respect to x. You know how to solve this? If any function given in root and its derivation is given above, use direct this formula, 2 root of x. Okay. And if any function is given in denominator without any root and its derivation is above, always use log of x. So in this problem, what will you use? First here. So with the help of this, you can solve this. Okay. How? Because first of all, you have to integrate with respect to x. So x square derivation is 2x, right? It means its derivation is there. Understood? Yes. Can you try this D part? Solving part is not important. Then I will tell you E part and F part. Figure is important. If you understand the figure, then there is no problem. So y goes from 0 to x, okay, from here. And x goes from 0 to infinity, right? This is the figure. After changing, you will get x goes from y to infinity. Understood? So y to infinity and x goes from, sorry, y goes from 0 to infinity, right? This is the change of order, right?
हॅलो सर्वेचा बुक घेऊन गेलास हॅलो ऐक सरांना आहे ना 7 8 9 10 ना 6 7 8 9 10 या पेजचे फोटो पाठव.
Will you do this? This is the limit of x.
पहिलं लेसन हा
Right.
चालेल.
So one is a circle and second is a line. But this is the limit of x. X goes from line to curve. Curve means circle. So this will be the region. Why not this? Because x not goes from 0 to line, right? Na? Okay. And what? And y goes from 0 to this part. Let's see what is this part. Find a point of intersection. 2y square is equal to a square. So y will be a by root 2. So this is a by root 2. A by root 2, a by root 2. Right? But you have to make parallel to y-axis. So when you, when you take parallel to y-axis, it is divided into two parts. Okay. One part is this, from y is equal to 0 to line. And second part is 0 to circle. Understood? And what is circle? And x goes from, the first part will be what? 0 to x. And second part 0 to, and what is the limit of x? X goes from 0 to, see this, 0 to this point. And what is this point? A by root 2. And this is what? A by root 2 or a. Because radius is a, yes. After this you can solve. Right? I think integration you can do. Only changing order is difficult, right? Yes. Try last one.
एक काम कर उद्या सकाळी मी कन्फर्म येणार आहे का विचार कोण आनंद आनंद जर येणार असेल तर उद्या लेक्चर ठेवतो नाहीतर तुम्ही ठरवली बाबून त्याला लॉक चेंज केलं का ना
मी नाही सासूबाई करणार ती सर ते काम करा लागले
Divide by a square on both sides. This is nothing but a ellipse, right? Okay. So y goes from 0. 0 means from here to parabola. Why I'm not taking this part? Because x goes from 0 to a. It means 0 to a means this part, right? But you have to make this parallel to x axis, right? So x goes from 0 to, what is the value of x in terms of y? Find x. 1 minus y square upon v square. A by b, b square minus x square. Y square. Right? Okay. And y goes from 0 to? This is what? What is the limit of x? X is 0 to a. And for y, 0 to b. So limit will be 0 to b square minus square. And this is limit of x. Limit of y 0 से 0 to b. Understood? Only a is replaced with b and b is replaced with a. Similarly, x is replaced with y and y is replaced with x.
Message तरी send कर ठेव.
Limit part, not function part. This part will never change. Only limit is changing. Okay.
Repeat कुणाला? हा मग
Understood everything?
कुणाला? आधी तिच्या ग्रुपमध्ये